After the break, male SARV advocacy making an impact in Kopiam Ambum. After the 5-day awareness on sorcery accusation-related violence in Monokam of Kopiam Ambum District, Enga Province, members of groups Disciples surrendered marijuana plants, a homemade gun, and a crowbar to Enga Rural Police Command to illustrate a change in behavior. The awareness program was a follow-up on the torture of 9 women in Kokiam village in September 2022 after the sudden death of the owner of Mapai Trucking Company, late Jacob Luke. As part of the program, the community witnessed the burning of marijuana and a huge metal cross was erected in the heart of the Monokam community to mark peace and commitment to a new call rooted in the Christian faith.
On July 22, 2022, 9 women were accused of sorcery after the death of PNG's prominent trucking businessman, late Jacob Luke, in Lakolam village of Enga province. 4 of them died during the cruel torture. They were burnt with hot iron rods, resulting in death. The remaining 5 were rescued by the Caritas Diocese of Wabag, treated, provided counseling, and later integrated into their communities in September of that year. These women were only issued preventative orders from the Operation Mekim Survey in Wabag to protect them from being attacked again. 30 men were identified and reported to police. However, to date, no arrests or prosecution have been made. Having seen that the rule of law and the Sorcery Act is not making much difference, the Diocese of Wabag, with support from Caritas PNG, came up with a male SARV advocacy program targeting SARV perpetrators who are usually drug addicts. A group of drug addicts who call themselves the Disciples at Monokam village in the Kopiam Ambum District attended the first advocacy training in November last year. On April 14, after a week-long refresher awareness involving the entire 12 tribes of Monokam, the drug addicts decided to publicly renounce their former way of life and be advocates against SARV, tribal fights, and drug and alcohol abuse. The Monokam community invited government representatives, NGOs, and churches to witness the renunciation program in Monokam village. Only Enga Rural Police Commander Senior Inspector Richard Koki attended with local community church leaders. Monokam village is in the Ambum Valley in the Kopiam Ambum District, where many families were displaced from election-related tribal fight in the 2022 general elections. However, the group of men who were alleged perpetrators of the SARV cases did not take part in the tribal conflict. They became envious of the positive influence of their tribal menfolk. This is their story of change after Wabag Diocese and Caritas supported them with education awareness and provided livelihood projects to start up their new life.
Apology. What had happened before. What has happened come up? The community problem this not tit community tribe and tit. Na tit them just sleep lo na go up lo Lakolam. Na mibla ka wambla man say stop. Em die time mibla be making sabda karaki pasin. This la karaki pasin lo mibla be reaching nation and the world. Mi doksore na mi withdraw in this la face blow you blow line lo mixing mouse blow ngara line community blow mina doksore lo this forgive me blah big blah mistake me blah make him so blah blah make him again as of today mi doksore too much.
On behalf of the entire community of Monokam, Pastor Samuel from the local Pentecostal church apologized for the torture of the 9 women. Just after 4 days of community awareness in Monokam, leaders of the group Disciples surrendered a homemade gun, a crowbar used for SARV torture, a substantial amount of dried marijuana and green marijuana plants amounting to 77 to Enga Rural Police Commander Richard Koki, witnessed by church leaders. As part of the program, the community witnessed the burning of the marijuana, and a huge metal cross was erected in the heart of the Monokam community to mark peace and commitment to a new call rooted in the Christian faith. Finally, there was singing and dancing as women and children received assurance from the men they once feared that they will commit to protecting life and be advocates against sorcery accusation-related violence through their network.
Thank you. Me representing government, church too, me come because me got big plans. The remand plan me too. Time it comes stop Enga. Now 23 years plan me now. Me lagi mo sem travel fight nas. Sa travel fight nas finish Enga na me go back Pacific. Me go back press plan me. Or sem na me amas la wag isla wak. Na wag bong mante bla. Line na community leaders na or church line na. Mo long em. Me one day young player, but me play pass na. Finish him slide. One time this play, got them receive play.
Assistant Deputy Bishop for Caritas PNG Bishop Justin Sungi challenged the men that this time they are not to be seen and called as disciples of crime, but as disciples of Jesus. From a chicken box gifted to them by Caritas Wabag in 2022, this group of men have raised poultry, sold their stock twice, and ventured into roadside marketing while saving to build a trade store from bush materials. They have plans to send some of their out-of-school youths back to school.
Bishop talking about Caritas Lakolam or picture lawyer, so Nibla Balusim or something Nunguta Maruna trouble fighting or bending Mary. So I'm all Nibla Lusim. Now Nibla stop nothing. Nibla like Lotu, Nibla Turning Bell. I blow all prisoner, Bishop, I blow Caritas, all little man lawyer, low outside communities, Ogra Nibla Bung Loyana.
While this is a positive start to addressing the root cause of SARV and other social issues, there is a need for government commitment to sustain such rehabilitation and self-reliance projects. The survivors of SARV and communities need to see real commitment from their government in enforcing the law and seeing that justice prevails. Despite the passing of the SARV laws and huge funding given out to partners in the name of gender-based violence and the SARV program, the SARV frontliners in Enga are yet to see real work on the ground. At the moment, the Catholic Church is doing something concrete and tangible, touching the lives of the SARV survivors as well as perpetrators to transform their lives.
When we come back, Total Energies PNG supports One PNG to increase the sustainable employment of local talent.